Hey everybody, so today I want to talk to you guys about asymmetrical balance. So asymmetrical balance is similar to symmetrical balance in that there is a sense of balance between the two sides of your composition, whether that's the left and right side or the top and bottom. But it's not going to be a perfect mirror image like when we were looking at bilateral symmetry. So if you guys remember with bilateral symmetry, we had basically the exact same thing on two sides of the paper. So I could have bilateral symmetry with these two pens. There's a little bit of a difference to what's on the side, but we're going to ignore that. So if each pen was in the same spot but a mirror image on either side of the paper, we would have bilateral symmetry, and we could have that horizontally as well as vertically, and we would have bilateral symmetry. So if I cut the paper this way, I'd have a mirror image on either side. So that creates a sense of balance when you have something that is a mirror image. With asymmetrical balance, we have still a sense of balance, so everything feels very even, but we are using two different kind of objects or two different images on either side of the page, or more than two. So I could have asymmetrical balance, sorry guys, if I put two very similar objects that were different colors next to each other, or maybe something not quite as similar as a pen, but they're two objects that are fairly long and thin, and we also know that they do the same thing. So this is going to create a sense of balance. So often if we have the same number of objects as well, we're going to have a sense of balance. I can also create a sense of balance by taking up the same amount of space with one object on one side and then with multiple objects on the other side. So if I'm kind of using the same amount of space on either side, I'm going to have a sense of balance. So this seems pretty balanced to me, even though one side has only one object and the other side has a lot of objects. When you're thinking about asymmetrical balance, you also want to think about color. And so if I have, let's say, a lot of pink objects on one side that are similar, I could have something on the other side that is fairly similar. We have the same color family. I think we might need another pink object to make this feel balanced. And then maybe a green one. So we have really similar color families, and we kind of have a similar amount of space being taken up here. And so we do get a sense of balance because of that. Now, if I was to, let's say, have this mask and then have this little blue eyedropper down here, this is not going to feel balanced because I've got a different color, a different shape, it's in a different position on this side compared to what's on this side. So there's not going to be that sense of balance. So the way I think about balance is, you're going to be able to look at a composition and kind of know when it's balanced or unbalanced. But I think about it like a scale. So I need things on this side to kind of weigh the same as what's on this side. And so I do that by thinking about my elements of art. Here I have the element of shape. This much space is being taken up, and the shape of this object is very different than the shape. I have the element of color. We have very different colors. I have the element of texture, which is not balanced at all here because this is shiny and smooth, and this is very matte and a little bit rough. And so these are not balancing out at all. So really thinking about having some balance by using some of the same elements on either side, and especially thinking about size, because if objects take up about the same amount of space, then you're going to have what feels like a balanced composition. And that is asymmetrical balance in a nutshell. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And if not, then shoot me an email or talk to me in class and we will explain it in a little more detail.